What's going on, everybody? It's Coach Gary. How you guys doing today? Y'all doing all right? I'm doing all right. Derek Dixon hits a big-time layup to give UNC the win at Kentucky. So the Tar Heels ended up winning this game 67-64. It wasn't an easy win. Tar Heels came out very, very slow. Wildcats got ahead of them 4-10 at one time and held that lead until halftime, where everything was squared away again. All right, 31-31. After the half, it seems like whoever would have gotten the lead early could have kept that same margin, like maybe a 6 to 4 point margin the whole game. And that is what the Wildcats did until like the last couple of minutes. And then Dixon, who got the start today, if I'm not mistaken, Dixon started over Kai Evans and played a pretty decent game. I guess Coach Day was trying to find a point guard that could handle the ball and give some scoring, because if you look at Kai Evans' stats, he didn't score. All right, he didn't score. He didn't get an assist or anything. He just took care of the ball. Don't think he had a turnover, but he just doesn't produce offensively. I think he's a pretty decent defensive player, but I'm sure Coach Day was looking for someone who could add some points, and Dixon did a good job, especially at the end on a step back 3-point shot and a drive to the basket for the lay, which put Carolina up. Now, Carolina's defense was not good at the end of the game. They need to work. They definitely need to work on that, and the help out defense especially, and free throws. They could have put the game away, and they missed free throws. Oh, I can't forget the turnovers. The turnovers early. I think Carolina had 12 turnovers. And as I usually say on the stream, every time you have a turnover, that is a shot you don't get, an attempted shot you don't get to take at your own basket every single time. All right, let's get into this article. This article was written by Akil Guruparan. I think that's how you say this person's name. It wasn't pretty by any means, but UNC got its act together late and made just enough plays to get a win at Rupp Arena for the first time since 2007. Derek Dixon hit a step-back three-pointer and a layup in the final minutes to give UNC the final advantage in a back-and-forth bout, surviving another low-percentage night from beyond the arc and a frustrating offensive game for Caleb Wilson. If Caleb Wilson has a tough game scoring, then the Tar Heels are going to have a tough time winning. The Tar Heels go as Caleb Wilson goes. The Heels started the game cold, hitting just 2 of their first 10 shots and falling behind 10-4. That would end up being the biggest lead either team held the entire game. But it didn't last long, particularly due to a couple of made shots by UNC's substitute guard, a layup, and free throws from Dixon. The Heels caught up to turn the game into a one-possession or less affair for basically the entire game. Caleb Wilson was again frustrated by a physical front court, hitting just 3 of 12 of his field goals in the first half. Neither team generally was able to generate their usual form of offense, with Kentucky not hitting a 3 in the first half. Fairly ugly, low-scoring first half that ended in a 31-31 tie. Kentucky was the hotter team out of the break, stretching their lead out to as much as 6 points before settling into a 4-point lead with 13 minutes left. Then things got weird. Kentucky didn't make a field goal for over 10 minutes, but they also didn't lose a cushion thanks to the combination of free throws and a 6-point field goal drought for the UNC Tar Heels. You could say either Kentucky gave up an opportunity to pull away or UNC had an opportunity to take the lead back but just didn't. And you would probably be right by saying either one of those. When clutch time came in the last 5 minutes, Caleb Wilson showed up first. He got a foul on a dunk attempt, or you could say it was a dunk attempt. This was the first game he didn't really have a clear slam dunk. He made both free throws. Then he hit a layup. Then hit Zayden High. Zayden High, that's my guy. I'm still waiting for Zayden to have a breakout game. He hit Zayden in stride for a transition layup, and it tied the game at 56. That seemed to wake both teams up as they started trading goals. Henri Veesaar had a dunk that put Carolina in the lead. Then Oweh drove and took it back. Luka Bogavac hit a three-pointer, then missed a 1-and-1, and then followed that up, making another mistake by fouling a Wildcat, which put them up with a minute and a half to go. A discombobulated offensive possession followed, ending with Derek Dixon throwing up a wild end of shot clock 3. But UNC got the offensive rebound and was able to regroup. This is when Dixon takes over. Calls his own number and hits a sweet step back 3-point shot. Then Chandler for Kentucky on the other end gets by his man, hits a layup. Right after that, Dixon takes advantage of Kentucky not playing defense, drives right to the basket on the left side, 2-point layup that put Carolina up by 2 with 12 seconds. Kentucky calls a timeout. They set up a play for Chandler again. Chandler gets his shoulders around Wilson, but Wilson affects the shot just enough for him to miss a reverse layup. They get the rebound, Carolina that is, and then they are fouled. This sends Wilson to the line. Caleb hits 1 of 2 free throws, ensuring that Kentucky could not win it on the 3. Kentucky calls timeout. They have to go the length of the court with 2 seconds. The inbounds pass is intercepted by Caleb Wilson, and that is the end of the game. Kentucky got nearly all their offense in the paint and at the line, scoring just 5 points on field goals outside the paint. That's going to be a sticking point for Hubert Davis going forward, as his guards just gave up too much in the middle of the floor. To Kentucky's backcourt. But UNC countered with a 41-30 advantage on the boards, including 20 offensive rebounds and 22 points off of them. In that way, it was a bit of an old school Carolina win. Henri Veesaar had a fabulous game with 17 points and 10 rebounds, while Dixon's 9 points in a season-high 24 minutes tied an early career high. UNC will return to the Dean Smith Center on Sunday to take on Georgetown, and that is the beginning of a 3-game homestand. All right, that's it, guys. A win is a win, no matter how ugly. Carolina needs to work on securing the ball to find some offense other than Caleb Wilson, and they're going to have to work on their defense.
We got to work on our defense.
We expect to continue to be successful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hey, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you feel ever so inclined, subscribe to the channel. I'm Coach G. This is Coach G TV. Let's go Tar Heels. And I'll see you guys next time.